Hey guys, welcome back to Tip Tuesday. My name is Matthew Sturkey with Stone Mill Log and Timber Homes. Thanks for joining us. This week we're going to start a couple of weeks series on going off the grid, tips for going off the grid. And before we get into some of the specifics about going off the grid, I want to give you 3 tips for things to consider before you get started to figure out if that is right for you. Um, Going off the grid is not for everyone. It's not for every property. It's not for every location and county. So figure out first, the tip first is how far do you want to go in terms of power and water and sewer? If you go completely off the grid, are you going to do solar? Are you going to do a well? Are you going to do a rainwater collection system? Are you going to do a septic system and go completely away from public utilities if they're available? So figure out how far you want to go. Are you all in? Are you going completely off the grid? Are you going to use some of the public utilities like power with a backup generator instead? So figure out how far you want to be invested in going off the grid. The second thing, and the next 2 things I'll talk about, are 2 of the most important, I think, before you get started to making a decision as to whether you're going to go off the grid. And the next one is do your research. Make sure you talk to your local building codes department to see if you have any local building code requirements that would restrict you from going off the grid. 2, make sure that you talk to your tax advisor, your accountant about any tax benefits to see if there are any tax benefits for doing that. As we'll talk in the weeks to come, there will be some benefits for solar. And then 3, talk to other owners, homeowners who have gone off the grid and understand their experience and get a feel for that lifestyle and if that is something that you want to entertain in your move and in your building project. And then the third tip is to plan. Make sure you budget, because going off the grid is not free. There are some benefits long term. There are some return on investments long term for going that direction, but there are some costs associated in the building project with going off the grid and doing solar or geothermal or some of these other things associated with that lifestyle. So make sure you know how far you want to go. 2, make sure you do your research, talk to other homeowners, learn about that lifestyle, see if that's if you want to be all in. And then 3, make sure you plan ahead. As always with everything in a building project, do your planning, do your due diligence, and make sure that it's something that's feasible and that's something that fits your desired lifestyle. So that's how you get started. Those are some of the tips for how to get started. Hopefully this has helped. We'll talk more about going off the grid in the weeks to come. And in the meantime, if you have any questions about this, feel free to reach out to me anytime. Until then, stay safe and healthy. Take care. We look forward to seeing you next week for more Tip Tuesday.